Last night, 32 of the toughest trucks around took part in the Fire vs Ice Showdown racing bracket. There were highs and there were lows, both for Team Fire and Team Ice. But it was Team Ice who came out on top eventually, Jurassic Attack taking the overall event win for the team and the points lead going into night 2. Let's see what happens as the showdown continues. Welcome back to the Backyard Jam Showdown for night 2 of action. This is the Shootout. 16 trucks that went out early last night will be taking part in tonight's competition. 8 for Team Fire, 8 for Team Ice. Team Ice, of course, winning last night's event. They were looking strong all throughout, but some of their trucks did not perform up to scratch. Team Fire, not many of theirs did. In fact, Vendetta, the only one who managed to progress through to anywhere near the top 8, the top 4, and onwards. Here's how tonight's competition will work. 16 trucks in a single elimination bracket style competition. Very much akin to how we see on the regular season presently. 16 trucks will go down to 8, down to 4, till only 2 make the racing finals, and 1 will come out on top. Don't forget to look ahead to tomorrow night's freestyle competition. It's looking exciting. Here's a look at who is competing tonight. Captain for Team Fire, Gravedigger, and Captain for Team Ice, Dragon, both here didn't perform particularly well. Zombie, Max D, Megalodon, Avenger, Monster Mutt, Rottweiler, Carolina Crusher, Big Pete, Earthshaker, Northern Nightmare, 32 Degrees, Gravedigger the Legend, Nightstorm, Captain America, and Cyclops make up the rest of the field. I'm hearing word as well that the captains will be racing off at the end of round 1. Very exciting. And just a reminder of last night, Northern Nightmare had truck issues. We will see if they manage to get them fixed for today's competition. Track talk, it is much the same as yesterday. However, the lanes have swapped. We saw the near lane yesterday come into play as the favourite. We shall see if it continues to be the case tonight or whether the track crew have managed to balance things out just a little bit more. Plenty of room here for thrills and spills if you get it wrong. Here's a look at tonight's racing bracket. There you can see the Gravedigger Dragon matchup at the end of round 1. Zombie, Captain America, Max D, Cyclops, Avenger, and Earthshaker on the right-hand side. Over on the left, Gravedigger the Legend faces Monster Mutt, Rottweiler, Northern Nightmare to take on Megalodon, Big Pete will take on Nightstorm, and our first match tonight sees the Carolina Crusher take on 32 Degrees. Let's start there then as we kick off our racing bracket for tonight in the Shootout. Steve Jones in the Carolina Crusher. They are looking to get their first win here on the backyard track. They are up against FC Productions in 32 Degrees. This truck debuting and only going to be racing here on the Showdown. Looking forward to seeing it in action once again tonight. Gates are open. Down the track these two come. Even as they go over the first jump, sideways went Steve Jones in the Carolina Crusher and over goes 32 Degrees. What happened there? Let's take a look at the slow-mo replay. A little bit jarring that one, but it looks as though 32 Degrees races through at top speed, hitting the end wall and rolling the truck over. 32 Degrees, they move on, but at what cost? Big Pete now coming to the track. Jeffrey Fielding debuted this truck last night. It looks awesome, and it will be up against Nightstorm, a new truck for this year. Aidan Richards so far yet to get a win here on the track as well. Big Pete in the near lane for Team Fire. Nightstorm in the far for Team Ice. Let's send them down the track once more. Gates are open. Big Pete got the whole shot there over the first jump, and it's a very close race. I'm not quite sure who won that one. Big Pete looked strong there. Here's the slow-mo replay. And once again, the slow-mo replay a little bit broken there. But I am being told that Nightstorm managed just to edge out Big Pete to get the win. Big Pete unlucky. We will see them in freestyle tomorrow night. Nightstorm, they move on. Dominic Alexander in Megalodon Fire comes to the track now to face off against last night's big truck damage Rod in the Northern Nightmare. So the rear housing, the rear assembly, all taken apart last night for an issue with the braking system. They have managed to get it fixed, or so they think. Let's see what happens as they head down the track against Megalodon Fire. Gates are open. Here they go down the track. Northern Nightmare ahead at this stage, but he managed to rock back and roll over. And Northern Nightmare is having no luck at all. But did they win the race? I don't even think they did that. The rollover cost them. Is a sort of slower version of events here. You can see there Megalodon racing through, turning at the last minute for some reason. Not sure what happened there. Northern Nightmare, they are over and they are out. More truck damage. They will be thrashing on that for tomorrow's freestyle. Caden Wilson in Monster Mutt Rottweiler next to the track. He is up against your boy Shaggy. It's Gravedigger the Legend. Matt Cheever returns in his awesome blue and silver Gravedigger machine. Caden with the new red chassis for this event only looks very hot indeed. Gravedigger in the far, Caden in the near. Let's go racing. Here they go down the track. Caden Wilson pulling just ahead over the jump, but Cheever was there with him and made it a very close finish. Here's the slow-mo replay. That camera fixed now, thank goodness, and a very, very tight finish across the line. We are going to go to the super slow-mo replay. This has come at the perfect time. And it looks to be just by a couple of inches. Caden Wilson is going to get the win here for Team Fire. There you can see confirmation. Caden Wilson moving on in competition. Matt Cheever, he raced a good race. Managed to come back a little bit, but not enough for Caden Wilson. Taking a look at who is moving through from round one on the left-hand side. 32 degrees, Night Storm, an all-team ice matchup. Megalodon Fire takes on Monster Mutt Rottweiler, an all-team fire matchup down the bottom there. So a guaranteed ice and fire competitor in the semi-finals tonight. Now moving to the right-hand side of the bracket, Spooky in Avenger returns to face off against Steve Calabrese in Earthshaker. Earthshaker, a serial second placer this year on the regular season. Avenger back on the track for the first time yesterday for 2025. Good to see it out with the new driver, Spooky. Gates are open, down they come, and it's Steve Calabrese pulling ahead and rolling over. Did Spooky go? Well, what on earth happened there? We're going to go to the slow-mo replay, see if we can work it out. A great bounce there from Steve, and it looks as though Avenger rolled backwards just a little bit too far, slid on the roof a little bit, tried to right it, did not quite get there, and ends up on his lid. Track crew will come in now to right the truck, and this is in a very difficult position. I think this is not going to be clean at all. Track crew struggling to get him back over. Going off camera even. There goes the body, but the truck is now upright. Earthshaker, meanwhile, is moving through. Jazzy is back in Max D. The truck he waited for all last year, now putting it back on the track against debuting Carl Cope in Cyclops. This truck hasn't been seen on the track since way at the start of the career of Backyard Jam back in 2022. Returned last night for the first time and it looks very fresh. Gates are open, down they come. Max D pulling just a little bit ahead and will keep that lead, but rolls it over for no reason at all. Could not get the truck stopped. He had won the race, going at full pace perhaps. Cyclops just pulls in slowly behind and Max D goes up and over that final little jump. Well, that could be a costly mistake. The Max D team will need to go and take a look at the truck, make sure everything is okay for the next round. Jace Usher returns in Zombie. We saw him for the first time in 2025 last night. He is up against here Little Chip Chocolate in Captain America. The last chance qualifier champion last year, came third in World Finals racing as well. Zombie, meanwhile, was taken out in that LCQ competition. Let's see if Jace can get revenge. Gates are open. Captain America pulling just a little bit ahead, but Zombie right there with him all the way through to the line. Let's see the slow-mo replay on this one. Good downside there, and picks up the front two tyres to wheelie across the line. Captain America is just moving on. Zombie, they tried to come back for it, but it was too little, too late. Captain America goes ahead. Now it's the battle of our captains. Anderson Hill in Gravedigger Fire takes on Cyclops Hobbies in Dragon Ice. Now these two trucks shouldn't really be here. The captains did not perform all that well last night. Both of them taken out early in competition. That is why they are back tonight, here to try and get a little bit further in the competition. Gates are open and Cyclops Hobbies pulls ahead in Dragon, but he's up in a wheel stand. Rolling over was Anderson Hill, and what on earth happened at the end there? What a weird finish to that race. Here's the replay on the ramp. Cyclops Hobbies goes up and into a wheel stand. You can see there, Digger rolls it at the cars. Did Cyclops Hobbies cross the line? I don't think he did. I think Gravedigger is going to get the weirdest win of the season. That is astonishing, ladies and gentlemen. Anderson Hill counting his lucky stars as he moves on, having rolled the truck across the line. One thing's for sure, the audience enjoyed that one. Moving on the right-hand side of the bracket, Earthshaker goes against Max D Fire. Captain America will go against Gravedigger Fire. Once again, a Team Ice and Team Fire representative in each of the races on the right-hand side of the bracket. Should be interesting there. Round 2 begins then with FC Productions in 32 degrees. He rolled the truck over earlier on, but there doesn't seem to be too much breakage. Aidan Richards, meanwhile, Nightstorm, had a very strong race. Managed just to edge out his opponent in round 1 and is racing out of that far lane. 32 degrees in the near. Let's see who moves on in this one. Gates are open. Down the track they come. Even all the way down, and a wheelie there for 32 degrees. All the way across the line. Nightstorm very, very close. Let's take a look at this. Right up in the air, and that is a very close finish. Very, very close, in fact. We're going to go to the super slow-mo replay here to check out who crosses that line first. We saw a very similar race last night between Steve Jones and Jurassic Attack. Hunter, who won it overall, but not the same result, as 32 degrees stays up in the air. Nightstorm is moving on. Stayed low, stayed consistent, stays in the competition. Dominic Alexander in Megalodon Fire returning now to face off against fellow Team Fire competitor Caden Wilson in Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Both of these trucks looked strong in their first round race. Megalodon Fire in the near lane, Monster Mutt Rottweiler in the far. We saw that far lane win last race. Will that continue to be the case here? Let's find out. The gates are open. Down they come. A weird bobble off the line there for Megalodon, who goes up into a wheelie for a second night in a row. And once again, it takes him out. There is not a whole lot of time to get your truck set. Either you land it well and bounce forwards across the line, or you end up in that wheel stand and risk losing the race. And that is exactly what happened there. Megalodon out of it. Caden Wilson, he moves on. Jazzy coming back to the track now in Max D, having rolled the truck over after crossing the finish line. Completely unnecessary damage, but he is back here against Steve Calabrese in Earthshaker, who is looking to capitalise on that mistake earlier. Steve in the far lane for Team Ice, Max D in the near. Let's see who moves on here. Gates are open, down the track they come. And this is a very close race, and once again, that wheel stand, I spoke about it earlier. You either get set ready, just like Max D did there, or you end up in the wheel stand. I don't know if Max D crossed the line first. We're going to go to the super slow-mo replay as the body comes shedding off of Max D. Had a feeling it might, after the rollover earlier, loosened that thing up. It has made checking out the replay a little bit harder, but there's the line on screen, and we can confirm Max D is going on in competition. Earthshaker could not get set and will not go through, but Max D, that body damage, we will see if they can get it fixed. Anderson Hill, Gravedigger, after the weirdest rollover win of the series so far, goes up against Little Chip Chocolate in Captain America now. The Gravedigger machine, did it look strong? I'm not quite sure. Jury is still out on that one. Captain America, meanwhile, they did. They managed to edge out their opponent, and let's see if they can do it again. The gates are open, and Captain America with a hole shot there. Gravedigger gets crossed up, and it's all over for Anderson Hill. Captain America is going to move on. Well, you can see a little practice for freestyle, perhaps. Some cross-threading from Anderson Hill sends him into the side wall on the far side of the track, right behind Captain America. Captain America will move on. Well, there we have it. We have our top four. Nightstorm, Monster Mutt Rottweiler, Max D, and Captain America. For Nightstorm and Max D, it's their first semi-finals here on Backyard Jam. Caden Wilson is proving time and time again that he has what it takes to get to this stage. Of course, Captain America, Little Chip Chocolate made it in El Toro Loco in the LCQ and at World Finals. More on him in just a bit, but first, Caden Wilson takes on Aiden Richards in our first semi-final tonight. It's all cats and dogs out here as Nightstorm faces off against Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Monster Mutt in the near lane, the big cat in the far. We are ready to go racing. Gates are open, both got a great start there. Down the ramp even as they go, but pulling ahead is Monster Mutt Rottweiler as Caden Wilson gets ahead of Nightstorm, who spins it out. Here's the slow-mo replay. What happened here? Came off of that landing ramp just wrong, hits the crush cars and ends up sideways on the track. Caden Wilson will progress. It'll be his first Backyard Jam Finals appearance, but who will he face? Will it be Jazzy in Max D? Or will it be Little Chip Chocolate in Captain America? Captain America, the favourite here, you've got to think, after the LCQ and top 3 finish at World Finals. We shall see, as Max D has looked strong, if not a little bit broken all night long. Here we go down the track, and a great start for Captain America, pulling ahead and a rollover, another one. And what on earth happened there? It was synchronised rolling. Here's the first roll. Max D goes over, bashes off at the crush cars, manages to get back on its tyres with a great save. Meanwhile, Captain America catches a rut and rolls the truck over across the line. It won't matter as Captain America is going on to the next round, the racing finals. And this is going to be an interesting one. You give Little Chip Chocolate any sort of word involving chance and last or second, and that truck is going all the way through. Let's see if he can replicate history here. He was an LCQ competitor last year. Here he has the chance to get through to the World Finals without that competition. Meanwhile, Caden Wilson, his first time appearing in racing finals here on Backyard Jam, but not unfamiliar with the setting. He has been to many a racing finals on other channels across the world. We shall see how he gets on here against Little Chip Chocolate. Monster Mutt Rottweiler has looked strong all night long. This new chassis setup proving very good. Little Chip Chocolate, meanwhile, having rolled the truck over, he might be a little bit concerned in this one. Will want to get it done nice and quick. It's going to be Monster Mutt in the near lane. It's going to be Captain America in the far. We are set and ready for our racing finals here at the Shootout. The gates are open, down they come. It was a great start for both trucks over the jump and over the second. They got some airtime there and crossed the line simultaneously. Here's the slow-mo replay. It is close. To me, it looked just like a Captain America tyre pulled that little bit ahead. The super slow-mo replay will all but confirm it. I think it's a Captain America win here. The line on screen does confirm it. Captain America is your racing champion here at the Shootout. Caden Wilson, what a race from him. What air he got over that final jump. But Captain America and Little Chip Chocolate, they are the winners here tonight and will get that automatic bid to World Finals this year. But also, he will get some all-important points on the table for Team Ice as he is tonight's racing champion. Let's tabulate those points. Let's find out which team is taking the overall here tonight. Team Fire finish on 75. Team Ice only 5 points ahead on 80 points. It means Team Ice will be getting a second win here in the showdown. Congratulations to the team who win racing and win on points as well. That win from Captain America, all important there for the points. Congratulations to them. It puts them even further ahead going into night 3, which of course is freestyle. You will see it tomorrow night. Make sure you don't miss it. The grand finale of the Showdown for this year. We hope to see you there. Until then, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like. Do subscribe to the channel. We shall see you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.